I got home, started watching a hangout with Ed, where he started trying to take apart one of these. So I had one new in box that after he couldn't take it apart, my mind was going, well, where are the clips? Why can't he find the clips? There are no clips. It's glued together. And if you take a flathead while doing reasonable amount of damage to the outside case there, warranty void for sure, you can get in. Now, the board, for what it is, actually seems kind of complicated. There is no vibration or shock protection whatsoever. So this is potentially something a musician is going to go take out on the road. They're going to go hook it up to their pedals, and it's going to go get banged around in a bag. It's going to be up on stage. It's going to get vibration from drummers, and if it's in behind the amps, it's, who knows? Maybe it's on a power bar on the amp. Yeah, it's going to get a lot of vibration. It's going to get beat around going from gig to gig to gig, and it sits inside this plastic case, and it's really tight. Very tight. No room for really anything. Not really good at deciphering all of this. I'm not really going to go through it all either. Off the top of my head, power's coming in, goes through some noise suppression. I don't know the brand of the caps, but you got Yicon, Yihcon, bridge rectifier, 4 diodes underneath there. In Ed's case, he said it worked at one gig and didn't work at the next. So my first guess is that one of these two wires is just vibrated off. The way this is soldered, it doesn't appear to actually go through the hole on the terminal. So my first guess is just with all the vibration, they're not elastic down on the actual pins up here. So maybe this circuit is just completely broken by that being loose and broken off. Other than that, maybe there's another cold solder joint somewhere else on the board. That's my first real thought, is he's had this thing at least 2 years inside a bag, going from gig to gig, inside the van, vibrating on stage. There's quite a few components there. There's also a few SMD components on the back. So, a few resistors. You do have a chip on there. Not really sure what it's doing. It appears to be talking to an opto isolator. So, yeah, someone can speculate in the comments. A couple regulators here. This big transformer for isolation, I'm guessing. Step down or isolation? Yeah, again, not too sure. I think you'll have some fun if you try to figure out what's wrong, unless it is something just as simple as this wire and cracking off the top to check that. Do it, dude. It's dead if you don't. So if it is just that falling off and you can solder that back on, glue her back together with some super glue, maybe you got an extra backup. A backup to a backup, or maybe one you just keep at home because it already broke once. You don't want to have it go in again. So I don't necessarily like that. I don't necessarily like that there's absolutely no shock protection except for some of the elastic parts, some of which I just kind of killed on this one to take a look at the bridge rectifier underneath. But yeah, there you go, Ed. Pry harder.